Hey guys, it is Melissa and welcome to my channel. I am going to do a quick update for you guys on Vanessa Guillen. It is the morning of July 1st and it is reported that yesterday, presumably the remains of Vanessa Guillen were found about 20 to 25 miles from Fort Hood.
The family of a missing Fort Hood soldier says they believe her remains have been found and a suspect has killed himself. Private First Class Vanessa Guillen vanished more than 2 months ago. Search teams found unidentified human remains about 30 miles from the Central Texas Army base. Guillen's sister says she met the alleged person of interest but did not share his identity.
I met him not knowing that he had something to do with it. I felt something was telling me that he did something and I wasn't wrong. Apparently, he still had the nerve that same day to laugh in my face. And apparently now he kills himself. Why, I don't know. But whoever's responsible has to pay. And we demand a congressional investigation.
According to CBS Austin, the Killeen Police Department say a suspect wanted in connection with a criminal investigation at Fort Hood killed himself early this morning. A civilian suspect has also been arrested by the Texas Rangers in connection with Guillen's disappearance.
I want to be very clear. The DNA testing will take a couple of days. It is highly presumed that this is Vanessa. If that is not true, I will pull this video down and give you a new video. If you are not familiar with Vanessa's case, then I'm going to make sure I link my prior video that I did for you guys, giving you a full rundown of what we knew up until she had went missing that day. And as a side note, this is an extra video. I will have a full video for you guys on Friday at noon Pacific time. We're going to do an update on Bakersfield 3, and we're going to talk about a cold case, Melanie Matheny, who went missing in 2006. But I just can't not record this for you guys. I was trying to put up the links for you guys to read in the community tab, and there's just too much. This is truly heartbreaking. This stems from a woman who was sexually assaulted by a superior and was afraid to report it. As a result of that, if you take a look around the internet, you will find a hashtag saying, I am Vanessa Guillen. The hundreds of stories from other soldiers, men and women, who are reporting that they've been assaulted. They've been harassed, and they have never felt that they've had a safe place to come forward. The attorney who is involved in Vanessa's case, Nancy, I'm going to make sure I link her information below on what she was talking about, is that she is pushing that there's a congressional review. There needs to be a congressional review of Fort Hood and how this case was handled. Something is going on and there are more people involved. This was an obvious cover-up. I'm going to talk to you about the person who is listed as a suspect and tell you what happened with him, because he shot himself last night. Even more is going on. There's more involved. This one person didn't do this. On the day that Vanessa was working, she was working inside of the armory. Flag number 1. There are at least 2 to 3 people in the armory. There is someone in charge of letting you in and out. There are people in there. I've never served in the army. I'm going based on comments. I'm going based on research. You don't just have one person working in the armory. I saw a meme, and memes can be triggering, but they also drive a point and can get dramatic, so they get people to share, so people get involved. But this meme said, if Vanessa had been a gun missing from the armory, she wouldn't be missing. They would have shut the armory down. They would have shut the base down. They would have found that weapon. But a human life went missing, and it was just written off. Somebody vouched and said she was there at 3 p.m. when she was not. I don't know if that was the end of her shift, but at the end of her shift, nobody acknowledged she was gone. At 8 p.m., when her family called to the base to say, hey, something's not right, we can't get a hold of Vanessa, which is completely abnormal, they're like, yeah, no, don't worry about it. I'm sure she'll check in at 10 o'clock, and she did not. And then her family has to report her missing. The base, I just feel like, I know that this is an adult. She is, not a child. She's under your care. You are responsible for her. You can't just lose her and be like, oh, sorry, I don't know where she went. For almost 6 weeks, her case was completely ignored. Nobody was taking this seriously until the allegations of the sexual assault came forward and got the limelight and got people talking. And they realized, wait, hold on. This girl was being harassed and then she goes missing. Something's not right. There are things that are out of order in the timeline, so I'm just going to give you information that I have learned and realize that we're going to have to piece it together, and then I'll give you some theories at the end. So on the day that Vanessa went missing, we know she went to work in the morning. We know that she stopped communicating before noon, and we know that somebody said she was there at 3 o'clock. That's not true. We now know that she had been missing prior. At some point in time, I feel like this is recently because we're just hearing of this. At some point in time, somebody reported that they saw a other soldier, a junior soldier, I believe is what I'm hearing, and by the name of Aaron Robinson. They saw that man loading a 3-foot Pelican bag into the trunk of his car, or truck. I believe it was a car. And they were loading it in, struggling to get it in, but then they loaded it up. This was on 8:30 the night that Vanessa went missing. Why are we just hearing about this? I have no idea. It has also been reported that this is the same man that walked in on Vanessa in the shower. And we also got more information on that. He didn't just casually walk in by accident, look, and leave, or being funny. Not that that's funny, but I'm trying to get into context. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't a misunderstanding. Apparently, he walked in to the shower where she was not dressed and sat there and watched her. That is intimidation. That is harassment. That is an assault. You have now, just because you didn't touch me, you totally assaulted me by taking the time to intimidate me by looking at me in an area that I can't escape from. That's an assault. And I can completely understand how that would traumatize her, as well as there's reports of other things that had happened. We also mentioned in my prior video that I didn't understand how Vanessa could have not told anyone. I understand not coming forward, but I was just surprised that she didn't have any friends that she worked out with or in her barracks or on her job. But apparently she did. And she had told people, and people did know who this was. And they did know what happened. That is how they knew that these things were reported. These things did happen and they were not taken serious. Now, 2 things happened yesterday. The presumed body of Vanessa was located at this area that is 20 to 25 minutes from Fort Hood, Lake Leon, and I'll make sure I put up an imagery for you guys. Apparently they had already been there, and either evidence had been added, things had been moved, but according to Tim Miller from EquiSearch out of Texas, the remains were concealed. Someone had gone to a great lengths to conceal these remains. However, there were some items in the area. And I think this is how it was all coming together, and that they knew to continue to keep searching. In fact, Tim said that when they realized where they were, that they were actually kind of on top of the remains. This just breaks my heart, guys. I hate this part. I was just like, I want to do this channel, and I just want to keep pushing for missing people, and I just keep waiting for like these really good stories, and it just feels like I want more good. But we have to keep doing things because these people can't be ignored and they can't be lost. And we have to take every missing person seriously. We're all just walking around in this world and things are going on and people don't even realize the amount of missing people that are just around them. And it's crazy. And not to be an extremist, I know that there's not just missing people walking everywhere, but it's crazy the amount of missing people that have never been accounted for. At the location where the remains were found, there did appear to be a burn pit. Inside of that did seem to be a 3-foot Pelican bag, which it appeared to have been tried to be burnt, but they're not very destroyable, so I'm not sure how much of it was there, but they found this. Some other items that seem to be connected, and then they found the remains of what appeared to be Vanessa were covered in concrete. So somebody had actually poured premixed concrete onto her body and enclosed her into the concrete, which is why it's going to take just a couple of days to identify her. And then some items were burned, laid on top, rocks. There is mention of a purchase of lye. A lot went into this. So it is not just Aaron Robinson, so we're clear. He is not the only one involved. Police did put out a bolo for him yesterday, and then when they went to make contact with him, he ran outside of his house in shorts and shot himself. There's a lot of drama about this on Facebook. I'll link the post for you guys. Wasn't able to get a hold of the person to get permission. I don't even want to deal with this part of it. There is video from a family that lived near where the shooting happened of the suspect, Aaron, and they said that they thought the entire time it was a woman. So there is a possibility, speculation, that Aaron knew that he was being searched for and was trying to disguise himself, and police showed up and he ran out and he decided to shoot himself. I have so many questions. Now, according to the news reports and the releases that have been out, Aaron is suspect and he has shot himself. And then there is another suspect and then an estranged wife of a soldier. This is not Aaron's wife, okay? A lot of people were confused. They thought that the suspect's wife was another suspect. It's not his wife. However, I believe, I'm in the Facebook groups, I'm reading the comments, totally going on speculation, guys, totally speculation. It appears Aaron's girlfriend is the one in custody, and she is also the estranged wife of another soldier, okay? She was with the one soldier, didn't work out, she ends up getting with Aaron, or maybe before, whatever, not my business. I don't know about that part. And then another, maybe that's the husband. I'm not really sure. We don't have names yet. I have the girlfriend's name. I'm still looking in to verify. Charges have not officially been filed against her. She will be charged by a civilian. And so she is in jail. She's been booked in, but they're still working out the charges that she will be charged with. I don't know how involved she was. I will probably either link a video for you guys later or maybe come back and do another video. I don't know. It seems like it's going to be way too much drama. I sat and went through her Instagram. I saw her post. It appears that she was jealous. Like something was going on, and then they were like Bonnie and Clyding it. Totally speculating. Are we clear? Just guessing. It just makes you wonder, did Vanessa say something and then the girlfriend got pissy about it, and so then they ended up kidnapping her and doing something, or he reacted out of what? I have no idea what was going on, but those are the people involved. I've only given you one name so far, and that is the gentleman that is for sure been. There was a bolo out for him, and he has shot himself, and he was named as a suspect. The rest of them, it's really a lot of speculation still. I'm going to read you guys a couple things just from my phone just to make sure I covered everything. Texas EquiSearch founder Tim Miller was the one who revealed the details about the remains that they had found and what they'd been searching for, and he did that on Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. According to Miller, there are several suspects in connection with the disappearance of Guillen. The family lawyer, which is Natalie, said one of the suspects, identified as Aaron Robinson, which we already talked about, shot himself overnight at around 1:30 a.m. on Wednesday after learning that human remains were found. He ran out in shorts when confronted and shot himself in the head. This is the one where they were saying that the witnesses thought that it was a woman, that there was earrings. I don't know. Maybe he was trying to conceal himself. And they said the official confirmation could take a couple of days as the remains were sealed in concrete. The suspected killers, according to Miller, poured freshly and according to Tim Miller with EquiSearch, they had poured freshly mixed concrete directly onto her body to make a homemade body vault. Then they also allegedly bought lime, shovel, plastic bags, and covered the body with rocks. I'm not comfortable yet putting up the girlfriend, only because I can't prove that this is the girlfriend yet. Like, it hasn't been released by officials. It's only on Facebook. But if this is her, I just want to read you one of her quotes. On May 25th, so a month after Vanessa is missing, people who fight fire with fire end up with the ashes of their own integrity. And in her Instagram bio, she's got the fire in her souls and will burn you alive. That's about how I feel about that. I wish there was more to report for you guys. I really hope that we would get to in this case with a positive answer and that she would be found safe and she would be okay. I hate that anyone has to go missing or be harmed in order for a point to get across. And unfortunately, Vanessa is gone, and we have to say her name, and we have to make sure that her story is told so that we can get other women and men who are assaulted or harassed to always come forward. One of the things that the attorney mentioned that they would really love to get into legislature, some sort of protection. I know that when you work in the private sector, so when you work for, like Lowe's, Home Depot, Starbucks, I don't know, I'm trying to think of companies off the top of my head, they have an EOC program. And that is a program where employees can call to mental health or harassment, there's a place you can go privately that is not ran by your company. It's usually administered through the healthcare or somewhere else, but it's not your company. And I remember I used to work for a company that did this, and people would be like, no, they can always tell, and it's not private. Yeah, it's totally private. You really get to go to a third party and report what's going on and have a third party help you out. But in federal and government, we don't have that. And it appears that in the military, they still use a chain of command report system. This doesn't work, especially if you're being harassed by your level or right above you. You need to be able to go above without that, why did you go over your boss? That's not the way life is anymore. I love it in the interview. She said, this is 2020. Y'all, this is like, these things changed when I started working 25 years ago. These were already being changed in the regular public sector. So why is this happening to our military? They should have the ability to report. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you. I thank you for being here with me on this quick little video. Hug your babies, hug your loves. I say that at the end of every one of my videos. I always mean it. Life is literally precious. Enjoy every minute of every day and don't take anything for granted. I love you guys, and I'll see you in a couple days. Bye.